why toxic people almost always seem to win arguments, and more importantly, exactly how you can protect yourself. If you've ever felt like you were literally losing your mind during a disagreement, well, you're in the exact right place. We're about to decode the dark psychology of manipulation. We've all been there, right? You walk away from an argument just feeling completely drained, replaying every single word in your head, totally exhausted, and wondering how on earth you ended up apologizing when you knew for an absolute fact you weren't even wrong. Millions of people go through this every single day, yet most of us never realize what actually just happened to us.
Section 1. The unseen game. Emotion over logic.
So why does this happen? To really get it, we have to look beneath the surface. You see, toxic people don't win because they're more logical or because they're better communicators. They win because they are playing a completely different, unseen game. While your goal is to explain, understand, and actually fix the problem, to find the truth, basically, their secret objective is entirely different. They just want to control the conversation, create absolute confusion, shift the blame, and ultimately leave you completely overwhelmed. And here is where the psychology really kicks in. The exact second we feel attacked, embarrassed, or guilty, our emotions just hijack the steering wheel before our logic even has a chance to buckle up. Psychologists actually call this an amygdala hijack. Under stress, our brains literally become less rational. And that is exactly the vulnerability toxic people exploit. Honestly, arguing with them is like trying to play chess against someone who just flips the board every time they're about to lose a piece. Section 2. The 5 Dark Tactics, a manipulator's playbook. It is absolutely crucial to recognize the incredibly subtle techniques they use to push your emotional buttons. Let's start with tactic number 1, gaslighting. Imagine confronting someone over a broken promise. Instead of just apologizing, they flip the script entirely and attack your sanity. Gaslighting is specifically engineered to make you question your own memory and your literal perception of reality. They'll hit you with lines like, "That never happened," "You're remembering it wrong," "You always exaggerate," and suddenly, you aren't talking about that broken promise anymore, are you? No, you're actively defending your own memory. Over time, repeated gaslighting totally chips away at your confidence in your own judgment. And the more you doubt yourself, the easier you are to control. All right, moving on to the second dark tactic, blame shifting. Toxic folks basically never take responsibility. If you point out something bad they've done, they'll instantly deflect it by shining the spotlight right back onto you. This tactic is dangerously effective because it weaponizes our brain's natural, hardwired desire to explain and justify our actions. You really have to keep your guard up because this maneuver happens fast. You tell them, "Hey, it really hurt my feelings when you ignored me," and boom, they fire back with, "Well, maybe I wouldn't ignore you if you weren't so difficult." By saying that, the original issue just vanishes into thin air. In the blink of an eye, you're the one playing defense in a totally different argument, desperately trying to prove that you aren't a difficult person. The third tactic in their playbook is projection. Psychologists classify this as a defense mechanism. It's where a person avoids facing really uncomfortable truths about themselves by simply pasting those exact flaws right onto you. Instead of dealing with their own toxic behavior, they accuse you of doing exactly what they are guilty of doing. The dizzying reality of projection is that a manipulator will constantly call you manipulative. A chronic liar will constantly accuse you of lying. It creates this blinding confusion. Why? Because you end up burning all your energy defending your own character, rather than calling out the toxic behavior they're doing right in front of your face. Tactic number 4 is emotional manipulation. Toxic people will completely bypass evidence and logic, launching precision strikes meant to trigger raw, intense feelings of guilt, fear, shame, or even sudden anger. When someone drops a line like, "If you really cared about me, you wouldn't question me," they aren't trying to make a factual point. Not at all. If they can make you feel incredibly guilty for simply asking a basic question, they've successfully seized control of the whole narrative. Logic takes a backseat, which is exactly where the manipulator wants you. The fifth and final tactic is the exhaustion technique. Sometimes their strategy isn't to outsmart you, it's literally just to wear you out. They refuse to let an argument end until you are completely, totally mentally drained, and you just give up out of sheer fatigue.
Think about how this unfolds in real time. At minute 1, you're discussing the original issue. By minute 30, they've completely changed the subject. And by minute 60, they're dragging up some random mistake you made years ago. They will argue for hours until you finally surrender. You haven't been convinced, of course. You've just run out of gas. But to the toxic person, they happily confuse your exhausted silence with total agreement and victory.
Section 3,
the defense strategy, how to disarm them.
Okay, so now that we see the clear pattern of how they operate, we have to ask the million-dollar question. How do you actually beat someone who absolutely does not care about finding the truth? The answer is surprisingly simple, though not always easy. You stop playing their game. Toxic people thrive on your emotional reactions. The very second you get angry, defensive, or desperate to prove yourself to them, they win. They've got control. The secret to stripping them of their power is to just stop playing by their twisted rules.
You can totally disarm them by following 4 strict steps. First, stay completely calm. Second, slow your speech down and stick only to the cold, hard facts. Third, absolutely refuse to chase every false accusation they throw at you. Seriously, you do not have to defend yourself against every wild claim. And fourth, recognize that sometimes pure silence is literally your most powerful weapon. It is absolutely critical to remember that not every argument deserves your energy. Setting boundaries isn't a sign of weakness, it is a profound act of self-respect. You just cannot win a healthy conversation with someone who is completely committed to an unhealthy one. So walking away is often the smartest, most powerful decision you can make.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one massive takeaway. The absolute greatest defense against manipulation is awareness. Once you truly understand the psychology behind gaslighting, blame shifting, projection, emotional manipulation, and exhaustion, their words instantly begin to lose their grip on you. You finally see the strings they're trying to pull, and you can simply refuse to be the puppet.
So the very next time you feel that heavy, familiar brain fog and exhaustion setting in during a fight, hit pause. Ask yourself this one grounding question to protect your peace. Am I trying to find the truth right now, or am I just being pulled into their game? Your honest answer to that question will determine who holds the power. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.